Welcome to Adala's Backyard Garden. In this video, we will be sharing some information about the gourds that we are growing here in our garden, about hand pollination. This might be helpful, especially for beginning gardeners, to identify the male and the female flowers. And in case you don't have bees in your garden, how can you hand pollinate and increase the number of gourds that you get? You can see that our garden attracts a lot of bees and pollinators, especially when the moringa is in full bloom. They love this plant. We also see a lot of bee activity in the sponge gourd or the Luffa gourd plant because they have bright yellow flowers and they're so pretty to look at. I would just grow them for the bees, and these are excellent to be used as scrubs and also in cooking, the Luffa gourd I mean. So you can see how many bees are actually attracted to this pretty looking flower. These bright yellow colored flowers open up during the day. Unlike some of the other gourds, the white colored flowers, they open up only during the evening time, and so that's when you actually pollinate them if you want to hand pollinate them. If you have a lot of bees in your garden, then they do a very good job of pollination, and I have not gone around hand pollinating a whole lot, but I'm putting out this video just for people who have less number of bees in their gardens, and if they see a lot of flowers just dropping off, and if you want to just hand pollinate the ones that are not getting pollinated, it will give you a much better result. Now the first step is to identify the male and the female flowers. If you look at the male flowers, they have a slender stem underneath the flower and they do not have any kind of fruit like appearance or any gourd like appearance at the base of the flower. Male flowers are the first to come, and here you can see that's a male flower which is a straight stem at the bottom. The female flowers, on the other hand, have a gourd-like appearance at the base of the flower. You can see a thick base, or it looks like a mini gourd that is being formed, but that's actually not the gourd. It has not yet been pollinated, so that's just the female flower. You can see I'm taking the male flower and I'm applying the pollen onto the female flower, and that if it gets pollinated, that's when you get a gourd. Now this is the white colored flower of the bottle gourd plant, and you can see that this is a male flower with a slender stem. I just plucked it out and you can see that flower is the female flower with a thick base, a mini gourd like appearance at the base of the flower. Now the first step is to remove the petals of the flower and then I'll be hand pollinating this male flower with the female flower. You can see that I'm just applying the pollen onto the female flower and it should get pollinated. Now in my garden, the bees have already done the job, so I'm guessing that this has already been pollinated. After a few days, we have about two bottle gourds to be harvested. This is one of the gourds which you can see that we are harvesting right now, and these are pretty good big sized gourds that we have got. In case of the gourds and the cucumbers, you can see the male and the female flowers separate and they are different from each other. You can see the bulge here in the female flower of the cucumber plant, whereas the male flower doesn't have it, and you can see how the male flower looks. Pruning your cucumber and gourd plants is a good idea because if they do not branch out, the likelihood of getting male and female flowers in good numbers is hard. So you can see here that this vine has gone straight out and it has only produced male flowers. In a different part of my plant, there was more branching, and that's where all the female flowers were. So you can see some of the gourds were growing in my neighbor's yard, and here we are harvesting some. This is another vine which branched out and we got a lot of female flowers, and that's when we saw a lot more pollination happening. Now this is the gourd that I'm saving up for my seeds and to harvest some Luffa gourd, and when I do so, I'll put out a video on that. For the next season, we might put out a video on how we prune the Luffa gourd plants. You can see it is a complete jungle right here. It has vined all across the grape plants, but it has actually produced extensively for us. Couple of gourds we harvested from our neighbors side of the garden because they don't even come out into their yard. You can see that these gourds are just growing in these small pots. We fertilize them regularly every 15 days or so. So we use a high phosphorus and potassium, low nitrogen fertilizer. We use a liquid fertilizer, and that's what I've been showing in most of my videos. So you can go check out some of the past videos. That is exactly what we use for these gourds also. And we pretty much get a continuous supply of gourds. Now another plant that I love is the lemon cucumber plant, and this is how this beautiful cucumber looks. It does not have a lemon flavor, but it looks like a lemon with it being a cucumber, and it is so prolific. It grows like crazy. I just had one plant last year and I harvested almost 40 to 50 lemon cucumbers, and they are beautiful to look at. They grow like crazy without much effort, and that's the first cucumber of this season that I saw today, and I was super thrilled. This is a variety that I've not seen in grocery stores, and I like to grow varieties that are not easily available. And these also put out a lot of male and female flowers, you can see. And once it starts producing the fruit, there is no stop to how much it can produce. You can see it is growing in a trash can with good compost material in it. Hope this is an inspiration for some of you to try this variety out. If you like these kind of videos, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. We would love to hear from you. Thank you.